Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to Lesson 10 in iReady Math. So today is our first video with this new lesson, and today we are going to be learning about three-digit numbers. All right, so we are going to be talking about numbers that have 3 digits. Now, in the past few lessons, we have been talking about adding and subtracting with 2-digit numbers. So that means adding and subtracting numbers with groups of tens and ones. This week, we are going to be learning about hundreds. So when we talk about the number 100, we usually think about counting by ones to 100, counting by twos to 100, counting by fives to 100, or counting by tens to 100. So on your lesson 10, page 90, all right, my computer was being silly. So on our 100s chart, we have seen a 100s chart before. We count to the number 100, right? So the number that comes after 99 is 100. Now, if you look at the number 100, it is different from the rest of the numbers in our 100s chart. Why is the number 100 different than the rest of the numbers? Because it has 1, 2, 3 digits. The rest of our numbers, except for our ones, have 2 digits. So we can think about the number 100 in a couple ways. We can think of 100 as 100 ones. So look at all these cubes. We have 100 ones. We can also think of 100 as 10 groups of 10. So those 10 rods. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to circle groups of 10 in our 100 ones. So if you look, our ones are already grouped to where we can circle groups of tens. And here's what we're going to do. As you circle these with me, I want us to count by tens. Here we go. 10. See, we have 10 ones, which makes a group of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So 100, the number 100, we can think of it as 100 ones. So 100 ones cubes if we count by ones. Or we can think of 100 as 10 groups of 10. So we can think of 100 as hundreds, tens, or ones. So in this first model of 100, is it showing 100 ones, 10 tens, or 100? So in the first model, it shows us 100 ones. 100 ones is the same as blank tens. How many tens do we have to make 100? We have 10 tens. So 100 ones is the same as 10 tens. 10 tens is the same as how many hundreds do we see right here? How many hundred squares do we see? We see 1. Now, let's say I made 300 squares. How many hundreds would that be? That would be 300s. But right now, we are only talking about 100. So what do you notice about our parts that make 100? So in 100 ones, we had 100 ones. In our tens, we had 10 tens. But to show 100, we only had 1. So if we are looking at our hundreds place, we had 100. This is 100, 0 tens, and 0 ones. If I looked at it as tens, I would have 0 hundreds, 10 tens, and 0 ones. And when we counted our ones, we had 0 hundreds, 0 tens, and 100 ones. Our hundreds place is that first digit in a 3-digit number. It says a 3-digit number has a hundreds place. It tells how many hundreds there are in a number. All right, and let's look at number 1. It says think about 200. How many hundreds does 200 have? How many tens? And how many ones? So let's think about 200 as a number, right? So we know 200 is a 3-digit number. And I want us to think about our charts up here in our visuals. When we were counting 100 ones, how many ones were there? We had 100 ones. So you guys can write this with me. Okay. When I counted 100 by tens, how many tens did we have? We had 10 tens. And when we counted our hundreds, we had 100 because 100 is 100 and it's the same as 10 tens and 100 ones. So let's think about the number 200. I'm going to start by thinking about how many hundreds I have in 200. So 100 we can show as a square. So 100 is 1 square. That's 100. How many squares would I need to show 200? I have 2 hundreds. So 200 is 2 hundreds. Now let's think about tens. In our tens place, how many groups of 10 would I need to show 200? So in 100, I had 10 tens. Well, I can draw it. So I already know that 10 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I can count on after 100 to get to 200. So 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Notice that I'm starting every 10 after 100 by starting with 110, 120, 130, 140 because I already have 100. All right, so let's keep going. 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. What number would come after 190? 200. So how many tens did I have that is the same as 200? We had 10 tens plus 10 more tens. What is 10 plus 10? 20 tens. So 200 is the same as 2 hundreds, 20 tens. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to draw my ones because how many ones would I need to show 200? If I had to draw 100 ones to show the number 100, how many ones would I need to show the number 200? What do you think? So 1, 10, 100. 2 hundreds, 20 tens, What would go with the ones? How many ones would I need to show 200? If I were counting by ones to 200, how many would you need? We would need 200, just like in our 100s chart. In our 100 chart, we had 100 ones to show 100. So friends, when we are talking about three-digit numbers, that means we have a digit in the hundreds place, a digit in the tens place, and a digit in the ones place. All right, Smarties, as always, keep that growth mindset. Good learners do hard things, and I cannot wait to explore three-digit numbers with you guys. Happy learning.